All right. So today I went to the gym. Big surprise. But I kind of want to take this intro as an opportunity to kind of introduce myself. You know, say a little bit about myself and why I'm making this channel. Right now. Well, first of all, my name is Matthew. I've been passionate about fitness for most of my life. I've been working out for most of my life. I've grown up playing sports, football, basketball. Once I got to high school, I was more focused on football. I played middle linebacker my junior year, senior year. They moved me to defensive end. A couple games they moved me to nose, and that was pretty fun. Had a good time. But fitness is something that I've always been passionate about. And the reason I'm making this channel is because I want to be that guy. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush, but there are a lot of fitness influencers out there already who are on performance enhancers. And I want to be that guy that naturals can look at and say, okay, maybe I don't need to hop on a performance enhancer because, people can actually achieve great results naturally without the use of drugs. Right? So that's kind of why I'm making this channel, make content for people to watch and see, okay, if I actually stick to, the routine, I have the discipline to go through and, do what I need to do, I'm going to achieve great results, right? So today, I want to hit legs. Pretty good leg day. Now when it comes to leg days, I actually like to keep it to just 2 exercises, maybe 3. Mainly for the simple fact that me specifically on leg days, right? I train for strength. I train for strength regardless, like what day it is. But leg days especially, you'll notice that when it comes to training your legs, training for strength is actually a really great way to also put on size. Reason being is because your legs are half of your body, right? And when you're training half of your body like that, especially when you're training with that kind of intensity, where you're putting yourself through heavy repetitions and you're putting yourself through heavy sets, and your body is going to get sore pretty quickly, and you'll notice that. And just the fact of, like, for example, today I did 3 sets of singles at 455, and at the end of that squat session, my legs were feeling it. And then I went on to do leg extensions to finish it off, really fire up those quads. And you'll just see that if you train this way for legs, hey, you're going to see some pretty great results. But yeah, let me just take you through my leg day. I'll show you how it went, and in my opinion, it went pretty great. Okay, so right here we have, my first warm-up set, just 135. With the warm-ups, you want to get under the bar. You want to go through the movements like you would on your max. Reason being is because your warm-up is your warm-up. Your body is going to get used to the movement. So how you warm up is going to be how you perform your repetitions. And you don't want sloppy repetitions, so you don't want a sloppy warm-up. So you can see right here, while I'm doing my warm-up set, I'm making sure that I hit good depth, making sure that I'm bracing, making sure that I'm exploding on the way up. So yeah, you'll see that through every single warm-up set that I do, I'm going to go through with the exact same movements. And by the time I get to the heavy weight, and I'm doing my sets of 3, and even those sets of 1, I'm going to follow through with those exact same movements. It all starts with the warm-up. Now, second warm-up set here, just 225. Again, I don't need to beat a dead horse, but you'll see that I'm going through the exact same movements, making sure that I hit that depth, making sure that I'm bracing properly, making sure that I'm going through like I would on a max. Just so that way, when I get to the heavyweight, I can make sure that I do everything properly. Now, the reason that I only did a set of 3 here on even just my second warm-up set is because, like I said, you want to go through your warm-up like you would on your max. Now, the reason I did a set of 3 is because I was doing sets of 3 for my working sets. So you'll see here at 315, I'm also just going to do a set of 3. Now again, you're going to want to make sure you go through with that same intensity, going through the same movements. My last 2 warm-up sets were good, got good depth, got good bracing. So you'll see here, now that we got some weight on the bar, still hitting that depth. Still hitting that depth. And on this last repetition here, I still hit that depth. Again, it all starts with that warm-up. So, as you can see, even with 315, now we got some weight on the bar, the movements are going to be the same. And now you'll see here at 405, the movements are going to be the same because I had that good warm-up. I had that good mentality throughout the whole warm-up. And now that we got some weight on the bar, we're going to make sure that the bracing is on point, that the depth is on point, that the movement is on point. And on the way up, I'm going to be explosive with my movements. And you'll even see here on this first repetition, depth is solid, right? Now when it comes to squats, you want to make sure that your depth is always solid because your quads have to fully open for you to get, the best results. If you cut yourself short, you're only cheating yourself, right? And if you don't go through the full movement, you're not going to get the best results. Now you'll see here, next set I just went up to 435. I don't remember what I hit here actually. I believe I just did a set of 2. But you'll see here that on these movements, it's going to be exactly the same. Now, of course, when you're doing heavier weight, your body's going to hit those sticking points. So you'll even see here and in the next sets that my body is going to stick a little, but I'm still going to explode through them. That's the whole point of the warm-up, is to get your body ready for that heavier weight. Now you'll see here, this is my first set of 455. I just did 455 for singles. This is my first single here. And after this single here, I listened to my body. My body was telling me, okay, this is the weight that we're going to finish with. And even though this was the only set that we did at this weight so far, we're going to do a couple more sets. So that way we can still get some good strength gains from this workout. So you'll see here, coming up with the bar, doing the exact same walkout. You want to do everything the same every single time, just so your body is used to it. And you'll see, hit good depth, explode it on the way up. That's how you want to do your squats. And you'll see here on my second set, my second single, everything's going to pretty much look exactly the same. Now I do remember on the second set, my body did hit that sticking point. And, I'm going to be honest, your mind is going to tell you, hey, we're tired. Hey, maybe we don't have another set in us. But that's just the doubt that your mind is putting on you. You want to ignore that doubt and you want to push yourself anyway, because if you push yourself, you're going to get stronger. So let's watch the second set. Again, setups are exactly the same. Lift up the bar, walkouts exactly the same. And the movement on the way down and on the way up is going to be the same. And you can see right there, hit my sticking point, but I still push through, exploded on the way up. Once you get past that sticking point, it's easy. And knowing your sticking point is the best part of getting stronger. Now you'll see here on my last set right here that, I needed to hype myself up for this set because I felt that sticking point on the last one. So, I really need to work on that explosiveness and drive the bar back up. And you'll see here, of course my headphones fell off, but, I'm getting under the bar, don't need music. Liftoff was a little awkward, not gonna lie, but walkout's the same. And you'll even see here, even though I'm fatigued, I'm still gonna hit that depth. And I'm still gonna drive up, and that drive up was even smoother than the last set, and that's what you want to achieve every single set. You want to be smooth with it. And now you'll see here, this is just a drop set. I didn't give myself a lot of rest time between that last set and this set. So just back down to 405, just a nice triple. And you'll see here the movements are just gonna be exactly the same. I'll just let you watch how this squat played out. So you can see that the movements were exactly the same. That's because I went through with a good warm-up, and throughout the whole movements, I kept everything the same. Now here, I'm showing you, I just finished off with some leg extensions. I did this for 3 sets, I only recorded the 1 set. But, I just maxed out the machine, did 1 leg at a time. Again, you want to just make sure you go through the full movement, really work those quads, and at the end of this workout, I know that my quads are going to get stronger, they're going to grow and be better. And that's just the kind of intensity you want to go through with every single workout. If you don't go through with that intensity, you're not going to see as much growth. Now, of course, you're going to have those days where you're feeling a little weaker, and on those days, you really need to make sure you go through with that intensity.